Manly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Manly gently removes unsightly nose hairs, and because Manly takes the hair from the root, you can go longer between trimmings. Manly's patented lift and yank action gently lifts and yanks the hair from the root. Manly's turbine rotary blades cast a gentle breeze over your face. Manly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Sold at fine stores everywhere.
Manly,
Manly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Bromo Pizza, 555 Belch. Here's your Bromo Pizza.
Okay, thanks, Sonny. 1851. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Good. Have a good night.
With Bromo Pizza, you can eat the kind of food you want, pizza, and never have to worry about an upset stomach. Bromo Pizza, the flavor keeps bubbling up. Now you can laugh at your friends while they eat regular pizza and get upset stomachs, while you eat Bromo Pizza. Call 555-BELCH. Remember, gone are the days of pizzas that will upset your stomach. With Bromo Pizza, you're already there. 555-BELCH. Bromo, Pizza.
Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. Why, it's Wednesday, middle of the week, you might even say, and Wednesday, I guess they call it. And we're here, and boy, a lot of news today, a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of paranormal things to talk about. I was just on, I called into Frank's show tonight, and I got to recount my, when I left my body back in the 80s when I worked at Hasbro, astral projecting, and it still is just the freakiest thing that ever has happened to me. It changed my whole entire worldview, and it made me not afraid to die. I've since, like, the 83, 84, whenever that happened, I haven't feared death at all. And I used to fear that. So that's a good thing. Well, let's go on over to Chatlandia, because we got some friends over there, and let's go see who's all over there. And it's Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss123. She's one of our Ultramods, and she says, "Hi, Aaron." And then she says, "I'll be over on YouTube tonight." Okie dokie. And then Kathy also says, "Hiya, Peggy." And then I said, "Hi, Kathy, over there on..." No, wait. No, that's here on Rumble. That's right. Okay. It doesn't take much to confuse me. I said, "Hi, Kathy." And then I said, "Okay, cool." Yeah, I was in a hurry, and I forgot to put that with the same message, but there we go. Then I zoomed down over to Hot Games and Puzzles, my YouTube channel, and I said, "Hi, Kathy." And then I also said, "Hello, Truth Questers over there on YouTube." And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. And then I actually made it over to the portrait channel. I said, hello, Ultra Mods and Truth Questers. Look at that. That covers just about everybody, doesn't it? And so then Kathy puts this out over on YouTube. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media, and hit the old thumbs up because it helps the old algo rhythm, the algo beat, and the algo melody. Thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. And then look who else is here. Why, it's another one of our Ultra Mods, Peggy Dancer. And she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Hot Games and Puzzles. Aaron, hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. Cool. And then Peggy Dancer says, hi, Hot Games and Puzzles. Hi, Aaron. Oh, that was on the portrait channel. This is on the landscape channel. Hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. Cool. We got the best Ultra Mods. And then Cap 78 Pack, there she is. Peggy Dancer's over there on Rumble and says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123 Catherine. I'll be here. Cool. Very cool. And then I said, hi, Peggy. Okay. There it is. And look who else is here. It's our longtime friend, Valeronian. Greetings, fellow Truth Questers, he says. And then Cap 78 Pack says, greeting, Valeronian, although a little bit of a misspell there. Caleronian. I like Caleronian. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know if it's from any other fictional novel, but. And then Cap 78 Pack says, Valeronian, sorry. You don't have to be sorry for spelling errors. We all make them because I think the computers are set up so that we do misspell things. That's what I think. I think there's a glitch in the system that makes us do that. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on the portrait channel. Then I said, hi, Valeronian. And Kathy says, hi, Valeronian. It sure is nice to have exclamation points again. Oh, and look, it's Chroniviewer. Hello, all, he says. And I didn't say hi to Chroniviewer yet. Hi, Chroniviewer. There he is. Exclamation points. I got unlimited exclamation points these days, folks, and it's glorious, I must say. I must say. And then I said, hello, hi, Chroniviewer. I guess I did say hi to Chroniviewer. Well, I guess I said hi to him twice then. Did I? Who knows? Gosh, it's so confusing. So much to keep track of here. Then Kathy says, hi, Chroniviewer. Then Chroniviewer says, hi, Aaron. And Valeronian says, I was looking for my toothbrush and I was looking for the mouthwash. Guess which Haba implement showed up? Haba implement. I don't know. Haba implement. No clue, Mr. Magoo. You'll have to clue us in on that one. And then Chroniviewer says, hi, Kathy. And then, oh, look, we have a new friend. It's Calvin Klein. Hey, don't you make jeans? Don't you have like a jean company or something like that? And Calvin Klein says, hi. It could be Marty McFly, too. You never know. And then Cap 78 Pack Piggy Dancer says, hi, Chroniviewer. And then Valeronian says, that little torture implement Aaron was calling the Epimanly. Oh, epically. The Epimanly? Oh, good. You ordered one. It's good to, when you support my sponsors, you support this channel. When you support my fake sponsors, you support my fake show. This is it. This is the fake show. It's real enough. It's real enough for me. That's all I care about. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. And then Chroniviewer says, hi, Cap 78 Pack. And Valeronian says, Epimanly, damn spelling autocorrect, right? That's the thing. That's something AI should get on. Hey, fix that auto spelling thing. Spell correct, autocorrect, or whatever they call it. And then Oh, Cap 78 Pack said, heard your phone call at Frank's tonight, Aaron. Great call. Thank you very much. He wasn't so happy because he doesn't really believe in reincarnation. You know, I never believed in it either until I had that experience, and then years later decided that really did happen. I couldn't put that together in my mind to make it. It wasn't just in my mind because I could not replicate it. And I'm never leaving my body again until it's the end. So then I'll find out more, but I won't be able to report back to you all. And so thanks, Peggy, for hearing that. That's awesome. And Valeronian says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Chroniviewer. Hello, Aaron. And then Chroniviewer says, hello, Valeronian. And then I said, hi, Chroniviewer again. Did I say it before? No clue, Mr. Magoo. And then Valeronian says, from the planet Kelleron, where calories come from. Yeah. There's a book you can write, dude. I'm sure you'd be able to write a very good fiction book. You've got lots to pull from there, and you know what's already been written, so you're not going to write the same thing as them, right? And then Cap 78 Pack says, LOL, Valeronian, I thought the same. Oh, Valeronian says HABA. That's Health and Beauty Aid. Okay. Health and Beauty Aid. Haba. I thought that's what someone said when they saw a good-looking girl. Haba haba. No, that's hubba hubba. Haba haba. Alrighty, Aphrodite. It reminds me of the definition of unconditional love. And of course, the definition of unconditional love is you love somebody whether they use conditioner in their hair or not. That's unconditional. Boom! Got it. Nailed it. I nailed it. There you go. Well, we're all through that. So let's go on over to oops, do I have to? No, I have to adjust this. I was in a kind of a rush getting ready for the show today, folks. And first up, we got something over on the Book of Faces. Okay, I got to click this first. Everything's different. Everything's different. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Here we go. Oh, look, it's At the BK is here. I got to say hi to At the BK. He's a fellow Mound Westonka alum. He's the class president. And At the BK, it popped up this time. Yeah. There we go. And there is our good friend. Oops. At the BK. Hey, y'all. How about that Fauci? Oh, gosh. Yeah, he's the Fauci ouchie. Yeah, he's deserves to be in prison. Let's just say. And I said, hi, At the BK. And then Kathy says, hi, the BK. And Valeronian says, hello, At the BK. And Cap 78 Pack says, hi, At the BK. Alrighty then. So I just got to preface this before I play this. Skinny Bob returns, ? And the Free Zone put this out. So somebody's been posting, and I'm sure it's AI. I have no confidence that this is actual footage of an alien. I do believe the previous Skinny Bob videos from 15 years ago, but this is just someone trying to emulate it. And the alien has more of a sinister look. It does not have the friendly look. And that's what tipped me off. There's a lot of inconsistencies, but let's watch a little bit of this. Oops. Can we like it.
15 years after the internet first met Skinny Bob, someone has started releasing what appear to be the missing chapters. Between May and July 2026, a new anonymous YouTube channel uploaded 3 pieces of alleged archival footage. A disc-shaped craft filmed from the air, a recovery operation involving 3 extraterrestrial beings, and a camera moving through the interior of an egg-shaped object. The footage deliberately recreates the visual language of the original Ivan 0135 tapes. Damaged film, government-style labels, distorted time codes, and the same thin, large-eyed entity associated with Skinny Bob. But there is currently no verified connection between this channel and the person who uploaded the original videos in 2011. And several details immediately...
See this? He has a different look. I can just tell this is an AI interpretation. And Skinny Bob had little eyes. He had set deep back into his sockets, but they were little eyes. They weren't big eyes like this.
...create problems. The facial structure changes between scenes.
And the hand looks different. So, yeah. I think
the size and shape of the eyes are inconsistent. The hands and body proportions do not always match. Certain movements, textures, and objects inside the...
So we're gonna speed ahead to the raw footage so we can oops. So where is it? Yeah, it's... No. Yeah, and Valoronian says, I've seen that on YouTube, and then he says, I agree, too many differences. Yes, I agree as well. I'll watch it. Supposedly inside of a egg-shaped craft, but yeah. Guy generated, in my opinion. So that's that's that. I wasn't going to post that, but you know, it's out there, and I just wanted to make a comment on it. And here is our show 801, number 8, episode 801. And this is a picture from Mars, and it looks like some kind of pyramidal shaped hut. Look at that, possibly a doorway or an entrance. How do you like that? Probably not, but you never know. I guess Elon can find out in a few years, eh? And then here is where I got that from. Here, Mars rover captured this sand-capped butte. It's a butte. It reminds me of that city in Montana. It's a real butte. Nicknamed Miraflores, estimated to be about 20 feet, 6 meters tall. June 11th, 2026. How do you like that? Okay. Oh, and did you see this? Donald Trump put this out, and Tim Pool posted it. Trump reposted it. Amy Coney Barrett is clearly terrified of the left. So here is her voting before, let's see, before the Dobbs decision. Remember when someone leaked the Dobbs results to the press, and then Biden let everyone protest the justices, and they were outside their house banging on pots and pans and giving death threats. And so after that, her voting was less Republican and more towards the Democrats. It's pretty. Biden should never have allowed that. Those people should have all been arrested, and it shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Disgrace. And look at this. Our friend Carrie Swearingen posted this. Minneapolis Institute for Mind Control. Now, I don't know if it really was. I mean, if it is, they need to mind control someone to take care of their weed whipping. But yeah, maybe someone just got some letters and stuck them on an abandoned building. I don't know. It doesn't really look like it's a functioning building at this point. Otherwise, wouldn't they get rid of those giant bushes outside? I don't know. But yeah, I think it's probably a LARP. I don't think they would actually call it that. They'd probably call it MIFMC and never tell you what it means, or make up something else that they say it means. Oh, science pleads the fifth. Imagine that. I'm the science. Trust the science. I'm science. I don't answer any questions, though. Oh, look, it's our old friend, Corbin Phoenix. Hello there, buddy. Good to see you here. Good to see you here, buddy. And yeah, he's such a disgrace. You know, he was the highest paid federal employee. He got like over $500,000. He was the highest paid. Do you believe it? And he got a piece of the action too. And I remember this when this came out. And when he made this announcement, I thought, wow, Bill Clinton is awesome because he's revealing these secret things. But check this out.
Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place at hospitals, universities, and military bases around our nation. The goal was to understand the effects of radiation exposure on the human body. While most of the tests were ethical by any standards, some were unethical, not only by today's standards, but by the standards of the time in which they were conducted. They failed both the test of our national values and the test of humanity. Informed consent means your doctor tells you the risk of the treatment you are about to undergo. In too many cases, informed consent was withheld. Americans were kept in the dark about the effects of what was being done to them. The deception extended beyond the test subjects themselves to encompass their families and the American people as a whole. For these experiments were kept secret. and they were shrouded not for a compelling reason of national security. Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did.
So that was an amazing revelation at the time. And like I said, it made me think, wow, so much truth is going to come out. But that was the end of it. There was no more truth after that. But it was remarkable. They actually, I think they did pay restitution for the people who were experimented on. And that is the kind of thing that should be happening all the time in politics. That kind of stuff should be aired out to the public. So thanks, Bill, for being a good president for a moment. Yeah. He admitted that they were doing clandestine experiments on people who didn't know they were being experimented on. And I had a relative, I believe an aunt, who was one of these people, and they doused the whole area with radioactive flecks of aluminum. Then they would pick kids up off the street and do tests on them, see if they're getting radiation, and just some hideous stuff. It should all be transparent and public knowledge. So thanks for almost being a good president. Oh, Mindy Harley put this out. Can you stop posting memes and reels that question authority and established narratives? Me. No! That's great. I like that. You think it says yes, but it really says no. Oh, I like that. That's groovy like a record. And oh, check this out. Ever heard about the Men in Black? I'm sure you have. Here's a couple of them right here.
One of my bellmen approached me, and he kind of had a weird look on his face, and he said to me, can we go in your office and talk? I brought him into my office, and he says, something really weird happened here yesterday, and you weren't here. He said, there's a couple guys in here looking for you. And I said, couple guys? What do you mean? And he said, well, this is really hard for me to say. He said, but there's a couple really strange-looking men that were here, and they kind of freaked everybody out, and they were asking questions about you. And, of course, now I'm getting a little bit nervous, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, they were, he goes, I don't know how to describe them except for extremely odd-looking. They were really, really tall. He said, and they were identical height. They were the exact same height. They were wearing the exact same clothes, and they had the exact same faces, like they were twins. And he said they were wearing black suits, black trench coats. They were wearing like the old-fashioned fedora hat. They had extremely, extremely pale skin. And he said they came in and they looked around a little bit and they asked for you. And I said, I'm sorry, he's actually not working today. And it seemed like they didn't believe me. So they started to walk around the hotel, and shortly after they went to the tour desk, and he goes, I got busy. I started to have to bring cars around and get luggage. And by the time I came back, they were gone. But he goes, they freaked me out, and I really wanted to tell you that there were these weird guys in here looking for you. So, of course, now I'm a little bit skeptical and I'm a little bit freaked out all at the same time. So the first thing I do is I run into my security office, because I know how to work the security system, and I rewound the cameras, and sure enough, here comes two gentlemen through the front door looking exactly how he described. Then the next day, I was talking with my tour desk, and one of them asked to talk to me. She came in my office, the same as my bellman, and she said, I need to tell you about something that happened. I heard that you heard that there were some men looking for you. And I said, yes. And she said, they asked a few questions about you, and they said strange things that I didn't understand. And they were talking about governments and conspiracies, and none of it made any sense to me. But she goes, And they were very, very scary. And I said, well, why were they scary? And she said, they had no facial hair, none. She said they had no eyebrows, no eyelashes, nothing. Their hair looked like they had a wig on, like it was attached to their hat, like it wasn't even real. And she said, and the scariest thing, their eyes were so big and so blue that they almost hypnotized me a little bit. And she goes, and you're going to think I'm crazy when I tell you this, but I swear they knew what I was thinking. I swear. And I don't think I'm crazy, but I don't even know how they could do it. And I don't know why I'm even telling you this. She goes, so I started to think about things other than you, and I don't even know if it worked. And she started to cry. And she said one more thing before she left. She said, these men, they didn't blink. One of my bellmen approached me, and he kind of had a weird look on his.
Isn't that strange? Don't you hate when that happens? Now, I've heard that some people have claimed that our government creates these bodies for extraterrestrials to inhabit when they come here. And there was a man in black who wasn't a human. He came forward and said some of them were aliens. They were really weird looking. But so I don't know how much of that's true. All I know is it's nothing like the Hollywood movie that came out. Nothing. I don't think anything like that. This is the Hennings sighting, year 2015. I had never heard about this, but it's very interesting. Check this out.
A family on vacation may have captured one of the most compelling UFO sightings ever recorded. From two different viewpoints, the Hennings photographed and filmed the same mysterious object in the sky. The footage and images appear to show something extraordinary. According to the witnesses, the object was about the size of a Volkswagen van and reflected sunlight with a noticeable metallic shimmer. It wasn't behaving like a balloon or a drone, and several other people reportedly saw it as well. As more details emerge, this fascinating case continues to attract attention. The visual evidence is certainly impressive. A family on vacation may have captured one of the most compelling
in 2015. So I don't believe there was any AI at that point. Of course, there was Photoshop, and there was all kinds of ways to fake something like this. But it doesn't look like any other kind of craft that anyone has ever seen. It looks a little bit like some of the Billy Meyer craft, but not close enough to make a comparison. So very interesting. I had never heard of that one before. There's so many of them, you know. I've been looking into this for decades, and I'm always just surprised at how many I haven't seen. And you know what? Teach your kids about socialism. Have them clean the bathroom. Pay them $10, then take $7 to give to their sibling who didn't lift a finger. That'll teach them not to want socialism. It's not very social, is it? It's like antisocial. Socialism is antisocial, isn't it? It's not too social. And then George H.W. Bush confirmed this UFO landing really happened. Of course, we've talked about this before, but there's some AI footage here that's interesting. Let's check it out.
This was not first contact. This was a scheduled meeting. The glow that had lit up the desert sky began slowly to dim. And then, a hatch. A figure easily 6 feet tall, stepping down onto the runway alone. No weapons drawn, no alarm sounded. Just 3 of the United States Air Force's highest-ranking officers standing their ground, waiting to greet whatever had just landed in front of them. These visitors and the generals crossed the open tarmac together, on foot toward a large hangar. The doors closed behind them. What was said inside, what was exchanged, agreed to, or witnessed, has never been part of any account that's made it into daylight. No transcript, no photograph released, just a single reel of 16mm film that, if it ever existed, has never surfaced. That's the account as it's been told and retold for 60 years. Never confirmed, never fully denied. This was not first contact.
And these aliens had big noses, so it's not your typical grays. So there's, I guess there's as many different, I believe that there's probably as many different kind of aliens out there in the universe as there are different types of life forms on this planet, which is amazingly vast. There are so many different types of life forms on this planet. And we're really lucky to live on such a crowded planet with all this different kinds of life everywhere. So there you go. And of course, I think Gordon Cooper talked about that. He saw it. He said they did film it, and they sent the film in and never saw it again. What people think Dr. Evil looks like, what Dr. Evil really looks like. Get the vax. No, don't get it. My dad got it, and he died. Many people died, and that guy deserves to be in prison. Trump administration releases new government-wide policy to end gain-of-function research. Thank goodness. And let's make it stick this time with some consequences if they don't, right? Oh, yeah. Good news. Maha action. And thanks, RFK Jr. You are doing one heck of a job. Fox News's Fox's Trace Gallagher slams liberal media for not covering the Fauci diaries. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, and MS Now ignored the new Fauci story. Odd, because during the COVID, the liberal media never ignored a Fauci story. He wasn't just the public face of COVID, he was the science. And because they kept telling us how to follow the science, they were telling us follow Fauci as he tried to convince us. The press playing possum is nothing new. Think laptops, collusion, and cognitive decline, where the media repeatedly lied itself into silence. They did. The media is the enemy of the people. Complains about ICE wearing masks. Well, yeah, you have, for one thing, you shouldn't be here in the first place. We need to deport all Muslims, in my opinion. They look to take us over and kill us all. So I think it's a good idea to get rid of them. Get them out of the country. They got over 50 countries they could go to that have Islam. A Kentucky man whose home was destroyed by a tornado just got an incredible surprise. The Amish showed up, helped clean the wreckage, and offered to rebuild his entire house for free. Wow. The Amish are a gift from God, I guess you could say, and they do live by the word of God. So the Amish are an amazing people. And here is a list of CNN hoaxes, and I'm not going to read them all. Rural America can't live without, I can't even read that. The ICE detains 5-year-old hoax. They're all hoaxes. There's a whole list. It's pretty extensive, and it's so little I can't read it. But there it is. There's a lot of them, and this is probably a partial list. And here is, well, you've probably seen this. This is Rand Paul, who has probably the worst toupee in Congress, kicking out, I believe this is where he kicks out Fauci's lawyer. We're not going to watch it because everyone's covering that. So, how to know you're in a cult. Vote blue no matter who. No primary election. Just vote for whoever we tell you to. Get COVID shot or lose your job. Get insurance or pay a fine. Silence people you disagree with. Do what we tell you no matter what. Everyone else is a Nazi and a racist that have different political views than us. You have to support BLM, LGBTQRSTUV, and abortion. Wave other countries' flags instead of the U.S. flag. Protest anything Republicans do. Be a victim. Play the race card. Blame Republicans instead of taking responsibility. Always mention J6 to justify the summer of love. Blame Trump for everything. Yeah, congratulations. You're in a cult. If that's you, you're in a cult. And it's not a good cult. It's not a good cult. And I'm not sure how accurate some of this is, but the U.S. Constitution says, well, anyway, Islam was banned from the U.S. in 1952. Yes. The Immigration and Nationality Act was passed June 27, 1952. Revised the laws relating to immigration, naturalization, and nationality for the United States. That fact, which became public law 414, established both the law and the intent of Congress regarding the immigration of aliens to the U.S. and remains in effect today. No, I think they repealed it. Didn't they repeal it? That's why they're here. Among the many issues it covers, one in particular found in Chapter 2, Section 212, is the prohibition of entry to the U.S. if the alien belongs to an organization seeking to overthrow the government of the United States by force, violence, or other unconstitutional means. This, by its very definition, rules out Islamic immigration to the United States. That's right. They want world domination. They're going to kill everybody who doesn't become an Islamist. The law is being ignored by the White House. Well, I think it was repealed by Congress, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway, you all know the rest. It shouldn't happen, and they need to get the heck out of here. And this is I'll play this one. This is pretty good.
Bring it. President Biden issued you a sweeping pardon extending back to 2014, the same pardon he gave to his son Hunter. A pardon may protect a person from criminal prosecution, doesn't rewrite history. It does not erase documents. It does not convert a misleading statement into a truthful one. And it does not prevent Congress from establishing what happened. There will be another pandemic. There will be another crisis. And there will again be officials who insist that uncertainty must be hidden for the public's own good. They will demand obedience. They will invoke science. I am the science, as though it were a commandment. They will argue that government officials cannot be questioned because questioning them would undermine public trust. They have it backwards. It is secrecy that destroys trust. It is arrogance that destroys trust. It is censorship that destroys trust. And it is the refusal to admit error that destroys trust. That loss of trust may be your most damaging legacy. Trust can't be ordered. It has to be earned. No scientist is above scrutiny. No government official is beyond accountability. And no public servant has the right to treat the suffering of millions of Americans as a footnote to his preferred version of history. Bring it. President Biden issued...
There it is. Rand Paul, remember when Dr. Fauci testified under oath that the NIH did not fund gain-of-function research in Wuhan, even though they absolutely did. We remember. Yes, we do. And here's Nick Shirley giving some gifts to Ilhan Omar. Yeah. Of course, she's never in her office.
Today, we are here in Washington, D.C. Ilhan Omar's net worth went from a miraculous $6 to $30 million to just now $95,000. So today, we're bringing here a gift. We have the Counting for Dummies book right here. And also, it's summertime. It's getting hot outside. We're bringing her a Layering Center t-shirt. Here we go. We've made it to Ilhan Omar's office. Let's see if she answers. Hello, is Ilhan here?
The congresswoman's not here.
She's not here? She's never here. Well, it's summertime. I got her a new Layering Center hoodie, or t-shirt, because it's hot outside. And then I also brought her an accounting book, because because her net worth has had some weird fluctuations from $30 million now to just $95,000. So if you could give these to her, I'd be greatly appreciative of that. And it is summertime, so she should be able to wear the new t-shirt. Thank you so much. Ilhan Omar officially has a quality layering t-shirt, and she has an accounting book that she can then give to her accountant because certified Lear. Those math numbers just don't make any sense. And if you want to get yourself a quality layering center hoodie and support the work I'm doing, go to antifraudclub.com. Thank you very much. Today we are here in Washington, D.C.
Good job, Nick. Nick Shirley. He's surely a good journalist. Reinstate the McCarran-Walter Act of 1952, forbidding Muslims from holding public office. Yes, that's what we were just talking about. That's what that article missed. It was the McCarran-Walter Act of 1952. It's not in the Constitution. It's I don't know. At this point, we are no longer taxpayers. We are fraud victims, and we want our money back. Give it back. Oh yeah, give it back. We want it back. Breaking. Representative Buddy Carter of Georgia has introduced the Eric Adams Act at the federal level, which would make sanctuary city mayors criminally responsible when undocumented immigrants commit murders in their jurisdictions. Oh, good. Well, good. Let's make it nationwide. Oh, and do you have Bitcoin? Are you thinking about Bitcoin? Well, yeah, here's a tip, a tip for you. I don't know if this is true. Take it with a grain of salt. You might want to check these charts for yourself. I'm sure they're out there, but this kid apparently went missing. I don't know if that's true or not, but check out what he found.
This kid just went missing for exposing something in crypto.
I'm literally shaking after finding what I just saw on Bitcoin. Like, I feel like I'm going to hit post and then I'm going to be like washed or something after I walk out of my house today. Look at this chart on Bitcoin. Notice anything suspicious? Oh, maybe every single all-time low and all-time high run were the same exact amount of days. I'm literally in disbelief. Look at this. 2014 to 2017, the exact day we made all-time highs was 1,064 days. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really mean much. Okay, 2017, 2018 went back to all-time lows, took 364 days. 2018 to 2021, when did we top out? The exact day, Monday the 15th, 2021, November. How many days was it? 1,064, just like the previous run. Oh, and what do you know? From that exact top back to the low, 364 days. Okay, Monday the 8th of November to Monday the 7th of November, 2022. And what do you know? This run from all-time lows to all-time highs, 1,064 days again, all the way from Monday the 7th, November 2022 to Monday the 6th, October 2025. So what does that mean? That basically means we know exactly when Bitcoin's going to bottom out. This shit, if accurate, which it should be, there's less than a 0.0000001% chance this is so random. Monday the 6th, 2025, so it'd be Monday the 5th, October 2026, which would put us around maybe 20 to 40,000. Maybe that's where we're bottom out, and then we'll buy again.
This kid just went missing for exposing something in crypto.
Isn't that interesting?
This kid just went...
Isn't that you can predict when the highs and lows are going to be? This, I don't know, man. And Valerian says, why were they mad at Muslims in 1952? Well, because they probably saw them, taking over different countries. Maybe there were some here, I mean, right? There probably were some here. Biden fought to keep you from hearing these tapes. Yeah, the Biden tapes. I'm sure you heard those too. He's an incoherent potato. He really was a potato head. Actually, he had half of his brain removed, almost half of his brain removed in two separate brain surgeries right around 1988 by the same surgeon. And there's words from that surgeon saying that. So yeah, he's got half a brain. Biden included to censor COVID truth. I think we already know that. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy planning nationwide ban on illegal immigrants getting driver's licenses. Good idea. That's a common sense, good idea. And we've seen this before on this channel. Huygens captured the only image ever taken from the surface of Saturn's moon Titan. Yes. It was the only lander ever to land on a moon other than ours. And they picked a really good one because there's liquid lakes of something there on Titan. And when it landed, it kind of like bounced a little bit, like maybe there's the fluid underneath the surface. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And Brandon Gill says, if you disdain Western civilization, you don't deserve to live in it. That's right. That's very good, Brandon Gill. Mayaga, make insane asylums great again. Oh yeah, let's do that, because they could fill up pretty quickly with a lot of blue hairs. A lot of those blue hairs. C3 put this out. Did the legacy media cover the Fauci diary? AP, no. CNN, no. All of them, no. Of course, not a single word. Yeah, the enemy of the people, they are the enemy of the people. Turn off your boob tube. They call it a boob tube for a reason. It's a boob tube. Nothing worth watching on the television unless it's like a Gilligan's Island rerun or Batman 66 rerun, then, or even, you know, Andy Griffith show. Fauci was pardoned by an auto pen, not a president. Prosecute him. That's right. Prosecute. We're going to skip that. Oh, here's Jay Leno. Now, Jay Leno is an automotive historian, and he gives, this is great. I'll just play it. He's quite an awesome guy. I'm glad I met him.
Do you know the word, how the term pickup truck came to be?
No.
When you bought a Model T, a number of companies sold aftermarket pieces. You could convert your Model T to a truck by ordering a kit. So you could take your Model T and pick up a truck in your Model T and turn it into a truck. Do you know the word, how the term pickup truck came to be?
No.
Isn't that interesting? The term pickup truck, that's where it came from. Wow. And here's Jesse Michaels talking to Gary McKinnon. This is interesting. Check this out. Of course, he was that English hacker that hacked into the Pentagon and NASA confusers a long time ago. Got in big trouble, but never got extradited.
There's a live arrest warrant out on you now, right? Yeah. You can't go to the U.S. now.
I'm on the Interpol red list.
The biggest military computer hack in all time.
We talked about the case of computer hacker Gary McKinnon, on which the Prime Minister has expressed very clear views.
Well, on Mr. McKinnon, we have proceeded through all the processes required under our extradition agreements.
I was just a guy, normal guy, interested in UFOs, happened to have some IT skills, nothing genius level.
You hacked into the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Department of Defense, and NASA.
They wanted to put you in prison for 60 years, so...
Yeah, 70.
For 70 years.
And I bought potassium chloride. I was just going to swallow it and have a heart attack and die.
Oh my God.
Mr. McKinnon is accused of serious crimes.
The reason that you are here today on this show is because what you found.
He found, he says, photographic proof of alien spacecraft and the names and ranks of something he called non-terrestrial officers.
I was in my dressing gown up till like 4 a.m, smoking weed, drinking beer. Ride of my life, really. The first one I looked at was the one where I saw the picture. And so I double-clicked this. But it was very, very slow. I was on a 56K dial-up. And I was just thinking, my God, this is my eureka moment. Then there's like slowly a hemisphere started appearing. I'm thinking, fuck, that's a planet. What the hell? And then suddenly there's a big, straight kind of silvery line. Cigar-shaped object. I see the mouse move and someone else is at the computer themselves. They right-clicked, disconnect, and boom. And that was it. I was cut out.
What do you think photographed it?
Very good question. This spreadsheet was titled Non-Terrestrial Officers. So, not on the Earth. And that was incredible. I had one very strange experience that I can't explain to this day. I was suddenly woken up by a really sharp pain. Then immediately I just went, oh. In my left heel, there were 2 perfectly circular holes.
Whoa. Weird.
Explain what's going on quickly.
I can't turn my phone off. You can see my finger is on the power button and both. This is like a hard reset.
That's never happened before.
Absolutely. It's never happened before.
But you're with Gary McKinnon.
There's a live arrest warrant out on you now, right?
Yeah.
You can't go to the...
Isn't that interesting? Wow. I wish you would have had a faster dial-up, because then we would be able to see. Of course, I think that image is very close. That's what he's described. And that image of the cigar shape with the bumps on it, very similar to what Corey Goode described are in the secret space program. Now, you got to take Corey Goode's testimony with a grain of salt, or maybe a bucket of salt, but still, there's some correlation to other things. Here's another fun fact. You ever wonder why we call a dashboard a dashboard? It's not what you think. Leno knows. Let us know, Leno.
You know where dashboard comes from?
Nope.
Dash was another term for manure or feces or whatever you want to call it. And when the horse's hooves would pick it up and throw it back on the passengers. So you put a dashboard.
Oh, it's genius.
To keep the manure from hitting your wife in the face. You know? Yeah. So that's what it was. You know where dashboard comes from?
Isn't that interesting? Dashboard. Who would ever have, I mean, I'm sure there are other people, very old people, who remember that, but this is how much of an automobile historian that Jay Leno is, and we're just, I'm very happy that he's sharing this knowledge, because it's so fascinating. I love it. Obama sent Khomeini 1.7 billion. Biden sent him 6 billion. Trump sent him to hell. All it took was a new president, Elon Musk. That's right. Anthony Fauci made remdesivir and ventilators hospital protocol, even though they were killing patients. Deborah Birx lied to POTUS, Trump, and manipulated data about guidelines, lockdowns, and vaccines. Pure evil. They must pay. No mercy. Yeah, Birx didn't get any pardon. Yeah. So, yeah, there's our last show with one of the new mirror images. So that's that. Boom, daddy. All righty, Aphrodite. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. And here we are. And we're going to go over to X, because we're going to see what's happening over there. All righty then. Share screen. Going to go to show. Hold on. Hold for processing. Hold for processing. Here we go. Here we go. Now it's up there. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. There it is. We're on X. X marks the spot for news and interdasting things. So there's our show tonight. 801. Can you believe it? 801. No wonder my voice is failing me. I've done 800 shows, for heaven's sakes. And look at this. We've talked about this before too. Oops. I gotta go down a little bit further.
Behind me is a machine that destroys tumors using sound waves. I'm here at the hospital that's done the most of this type of procedure to talk to the doctor that's done the most of this type of procedure to show you a demo and exactly how this thing liquefies tumors before your very eyes. Let's get into it. Histotripsy is a type of cancer treatment that uses targeted ultrasound waves to destroy tumors in a non-invasive way. And this Edison system made by Histosonics is the only commercially available histotripsy machine for humans on the market right now.
The patient would be laying on the table. This device, which is called the water bath, would be sitting on top of the patient, and we would position this over the tumor to get the patient prepared for the treatment.
The water bath used in histotripsy serves the same purpose as the gel used during ultrasound imaging, preventing air pockets which would diffuse the ultrasound waves and compromise the procedure. The water being used is regular tap water that's run through a special filter to remove any air bubbles.
We're in an operating room, but this is actually not a sterile procedure. So there's no incisions or cuts or anything made on this. The most invasive portion will be getting in an IV so that you can get sedation. Generally give patients anesthesia as well, so they're completely asleep, so they don't move once the therapy starts.
Way these concentrated ultrasound waves actually destroy tumor cells is by rapidly expanding and contracting the gases naturally inside them.
This is a mechanical destruction of the tissue rather than a thermal or radiation based. So it's more similar to surgery in that sense, where it's mechanical, so it really liquefies this. This treatment is instant, so as soon as the histotripsy is delivered, the tissue is destroyed. It's not something we have to wait for down the road.
Dr. Burns showed us some before and after images of patients who had undergone histotripsy and how the liver tissue healed after the procedure. Right now, histotripsy is primarily focused on destroying liver tumors, but there's potential for this technology to be applied to tumors in other areas of the body as well.
And so this patient had histotripsy delivered to this tumor. This was her only tumor at the time. 4 months later, we have an MRI showing that basically that entire lesion is resolved. You can see very, very small amount of a little defect here, but just comparing the size from the treatment all the way down to 4 months later, you can see that basically the liver has basically repaired this entire area and reabsorbed all of this. Trial to treat primary kidney tumors has just closed, so we're waiting those results. Hopefully that will be available commercially, in the next year or so. And there's a trial to treat pancreatic tumors that's underway in Barcelona in Spain, and that'll be probably coming to the US in 2026. And so histotripsy and histosonics is really a technology platform. This is a new technology. This is going to expand to every organ in the body. Looking at future trials, probably going to come to prostate to treat BPH, enlarged prostate, potentially prostate cancer. You can think maybe uterine fibroids, smaller devices, maybe able to treat breast tumors, thyroid nodules, even think about brain tumors. This is going to expand across the entire body, cancerous and non-cancerous conditions.
Isn't that interesting? Sound and light is going to be the, oh, this is good. Watch this. He paid for it. The look on her face. Oh, you saved me. Oh, you're taking the food? He paid for it. Oh, man. I like that. Oh, look at this. Apparently, if you're messing with flock cameras, you can just tell cops you are doing an upgrade. Oh, this is good. Look at this. I didn't know that you could do that.
Oh shoot, the cops are here. We're doing a little a malware update. Malware update? Yeah. Nothing too extreme. You can come take a look if you want. You can trust me. Oh my god, the police was literally just here questioning me. This is getting serious. Where'd he go? Oh, he's coming around, act natural. Act cool. Try not to make eye contact. Okay, and we're clear.
It's Elmer Fudd. Isn't that funny? What was he doing?
Oh shoot, the cops are here. We're doing a little a malware update.
Isn't that funny? I like that. Let's go. Oh, look, some proof of life from Mitch the Glitch McConnell. Look at that. Oh, yeah, he looks just like Granny, doesn't he? From the Beverly Hillbillies, yeah. That's AI proof of life pics. They're coming in like crazy for him. Where was your no kings BS when this guy was controlling your life, right? Yeah, no kings, but we'll take him as a king. says the left. Oh, look at this. This is hilarious. What is that? A little hamster? No, not hamster. What do you call them? One of those little critters. It doesn't even look like a real character. He's got his head through that hole. That's funny. I think that's hilarious. Dr. Fauci, the White House put this out. Will you apologize to the family members of the people who died because they took your advice and not only got the first vaccine, but the 5-6 other boosters that they did not need? I plead the fifth. Yeah. He's, even though he can't legally because he's been pardoned, although preemptive pardons have never been given before. And a pardon is only for a crime that you have committed. So I don't think that they're going to stand. And maybe that's why he did that. And look at this. James O'Keefe doing the good work here. Finding some more fraud.
They actually sold us the Creighton, swiping the card, treating this as food.
Oh, got it. Look at you. Hey, did your mommy like grocery? Yeah. Okay. Even though you know it's fake, put it in the machine, nigga.
My girl got a minimum. Keep stuck right there till the number comes. Leave it smooth, operator looking like a bum.
We swiped the EBT card and treated it as groceries.
You got proof that I did that?
Yeah, we do. We have a receipt.
Yeah, but Creighton. All right, let me get a photo of that EBT card, right?
You're gonna be chilling with the aliens.
Nice.
You feel good about yourself?
Do I feel good about myself?
That's what you do on a fucking Monday night?
I'm an investigative reporter.
You full of shit.
But it's illegal to sell drugs for the card. We have it on video.
I'm not doing that.
She sold it to her too. They closed the door on us.
I'm not touching it.
All right.
How about
don't touch that? This man actually threatened to shoot us.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. Go.
Let's get out of here.
My girl's got a city to run. Got the key to the kingdom where the money's from. Never seen the color yellow, never seen the sun.
So the federal government is giving me money that I can take out using my card and then I can buy drugs with it, correct?
Whatever you want.
Great. So that's amazing. I'm going to buy so much Kratom. I'm going to get so high. So I bought my choices. The generous taxpayers in the United States give me all this money to buy all these drugs. So I'm really grateful for their pocketbook paying for my drugs.
My girl's got a little stick. Keep you cool up in the kitchen while you feed the cake. Keep you waiting in the window while the taxi ticks.
There is money in fraud, but there's no money in exposing the fraud.
My girl got a city to run.
And we're not going to watch the whole thing, but it gives you an idea. So people are using their EBT cards to buy drugs. And I guess Kratom's going to be put in the Schedule 1. Look at this. Sharing is caring. This is from Massimo. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Aw, sharing is caring. Look at this. These guys pull up, and they're not really young either. They got beards and everything. So they took the Michelin Man. Look what they're going to do. I don't think we need the music. I'll just get a copyright strike for it anyway. Look at that. Got the Michelin Man. They're posing with it, bringing it to different places. And when they were done, they brought it back. What are we doing? We're doing fun. That's what we're doing. Look at the Michelin Man. He's having a blast. Probably sold a few tires by doing that, eh? I don't think Michelin should be mad at that, should they? Look at that. And they're bringing him back. See? They brought him back. And that was nice that they did that. They just borrowed him for a little while. Boys being boys. Massimo. Katrina. Wait a minute. Chikatova, a 3-year-old girl who survived 11 days in the Siberian wilderness with the help of her dog, Nadia. Look at this. She foraged for berries, drank from the river, and stayed warm by cuddling with Nadia, who eventually guided rescuers to her location. That's a nice story. I hope that it's true. Interesting. Always take your dog with you when you go into the woods because you might need that help. Largest autopsy study reveals 74% died from vaccines. Yes, 74% of the people who died from COVID actually died from the vaccine. There's proof of it. Oh, look at this. This is great. Look at this. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is hilarious. Oh, we got to read this. From Texas. Posted this. They invested and saved and finally got a personal driver. After 16 years of investing, we can finally afford our very own personal driver chauffeur. Look how happy they are.
Everything that I've had, praise the Lord. Yeah. Worship Christ with the best of your portions. I know I won't fall. Everything that I've had, praise the Lord. Worship.
That's their daughter. She's 16. She's going to drive them around. Oh, that's clever. That's a great little video. The look on that teen's face is so funny. So incredibly funny. Watch this. Probably the greatest free kick of all time. Look at this.
I am Lord.
That's the way you do it. You fake them out. Look, he's going to like tie his shoe or something. Fake out. That guy kicked it. He just stops it. For this guy, boom, perfect setup. That's fantastic. That's the way you play soccer. You fake them out. Look at this. The Penguins welcomed her as one of their own.
꼬마 펭귄. 옆에 친구랑 나란히. 그렇지. 조금만 더 가면 집이야.
Isn't that
같이
cute?
가자. 잘한다 우리 꼬마 펭귄. 옆에 친구랑 나란히. 그렇지.
She makes a pretty good penguin, I'd say. I bet you that'll be your Halloween costume if they do Halloween in those areas. Oh, wait a minute. AI. Oh, it's AI. It's not real. The penguins probably aren't even real, but how do you like that? Still funny. It's still cute. Oh, look. Respectful me. Unsinkable too. Wait a minute. Sorry. What happened to the first one, right? Did it sink? We have questions, and there's no answers. Oh, and look at this. Is hilarious. Look at this. Is this AI too? I don't think so.
Go. 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 Go.
Oh, and Graphics puts this out. Come back here, you science deniers. Of course, he did the beagle experiments, and there's Snoopy, who was a beagle. They killed beagles, let sandflies eat their faces off. Disgusting. It was after Woodstock, too. Dr. Fauci. Terrible guy. Terrible guy. Earth without art is just eh. That's right. Earth without art is just eh. Art makes it all worthwhile. And here's another guy blocking a flock camera with a protest sign.
Yo, what's that piece of shit hanging on the pole? That's a fuck camera, right?
Oh, yeah. Excuse the lingo, schmingo.
They got like, I don't know, $1,000 worth of gold? Yo, what's your name? I'll come bail you out. Carl Dunn? Gun? Gunn? If you hit the county, I'm coming to bail you out today. Fuck the flock cameras. And fuck you for not standing up for us.
We could do without the swearing, but yeah, point made. Okay, he's blocking the flock camera with a protest sign. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Here's another reason not to let those Islamists in, and that is vegetation comes out of good land in abundance by the will of its Lord, but out of bad land only poor vegetation comes forth, the Quran. Not a coincidence. Countries that pray to Allah, they're all barren. There's no vegetation. What do they eat there? Each other or the indigenous people that they took the countries over of? Did they just eat the people? Because they can't grow anything. Look at that. They leave a barren desert behind. So sad. Not cool. Not good stewards of the land, you'd say. And here is some very disturbing information. So if you don't like disturbing, you better mute it.
We have learned that U.S. coronavirus researchers at UNC shipped, quote, humanized or transgenic mice to China by around 2017 for use in their dangerous coronavirus work. Under your NIAID coronavirus, researchers also used aborted baby body parts in mice research, and taxpayers paid for them to do that. NIH-funded coronavirus researcher Dr. Ralph Barrick and his colleagues at UNC put parts of livers, thymuses, and chunks of human fetal lung that they got from aborted, almost 5-month-old human babies. They put those parts in their research mice. They disgustingly named them BLT-L mice and wrote they had created a, quote, sandwich of aborted body parts in the mice. Get it, folks? BLT.
Sick.
A BLT sandwich.
Sick. So sick. Lock him up. Because the pardon doesn't work for preemptiveness. The same people calling Trump a dictator made your life impossible if you didn't get vaccinated. Eat Schmidt, Fauci.
And all of those others are going to say, you want to work, you were going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well, that's exactly what you meant when you said making it hard for people to live without getting a vaccination. You affected people's ability to work, travel, be educated, to actually flourish in American society, to self-determine, as we're all given God-given rights. Shame on you.
You were going to have schools,
He doesn't care. He has no feelings. He is probably a Satanist. Has to be, to do stuff like that. My God. This is good.
I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich. While people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
You remember Greg Folkers? Who was that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Your chief of staff is the answer. Do you remember Patricia Conrad? Who was that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
She was your personal assistant. And what were these individuals doing in the depth of the pandemic in November of 2020, when millions of Americans were suffering from COVID? What were they doing? I tell you what they're doing. Folkers was on your behalf soliciting and gathering information for a cash award. Let's look at it. We've got his email right here, right over my shoulder. Folkers says, I'm working on this nomination for the Dan David Award for Fauci. We need to beef up the COVID part. Do you have language in the can that you could share that delineates how we responded in new ways to COVID? He sends this to multiple federal employees. What was the Dan David Award? Do you remember, Doc?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
It was a $900,000 cash award. $900,000 cash award. And he got it because he used federal employees to get it. And this wasn't the only award, was it, Dr. Fauci? In fact, you applied for and received at least 8 other federal cash prizes on federal time using federal employees and federal resources. Here they are over my shoulder. Besides the Dan David Award, you've got the Partnership for Public Service. You've got the Adelson Prize. You've got the Smithsonian Award. You've got the National Academy of Medicine's Award. You've got the CDC Foundation. In fact, you turned your staff into a full-time application machine. You actually wrote to people and said, do you think maybe I'd qualify? And you got cash for all of this. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 employees, was it? In fact, you used 8 separate federal employees on federal time using federal resources to solicit cash awards. Isn't that true?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Here they are right over my shoulder. Here's all of them. The people that you use, federal employees, so that you could go and get cash money. And the most hilarious part is that you weren't content to even dragoon them into applying for all of these cash awards. You then had them go out to the ethics agencies and ethics watchdogs and demand that you be able to get the money. That's right. We've got it in your emails. Your staff and employees on federal time, using federal resources, being paid with federal dollars, are soliciting cash for you. And then they're turning around and saying to the agency, we don't want just an answer. We want to get to yes, because Fauci wants the money. He wants it. We want to get to yes, and yes takes time. This is your chief of staff again, using federal email to pressure the agency's own ethics people so that you could get money, so that you could get rich. Wow. And it violated the law, didn't it, Dr. Fauci? Didn't it? It violated the law, didn't it? It is a question. You can answer. Go ahead.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Federal law, as you very well know, prohibits the solicitation of cash awards or other personal benefits for federal employees. And it certainly prohibits using your own employees to do this.
And it goes on, but Holly is great at this. He's really good at catching these people. Fauci's the worst. Trump knew they were evil. Yeah, you can tell. Look at how Trump is looking at these people. At the very beginning, yes, he did. And he brought up hydroxychloroquine and the zinc protocol. Yes, he knew. He let them dig their own grave. And there's Planet of Memes, accurate. There's the Democrats and all the mainstream media just bowing to the golden cow, the golden goat, or whatever it is, sheep, whatever that is. This little Nazi locked us down. Now it's time to lock him up. I sure hope something happens like that. This is good. Cat turd. Of course, it's Jim Carrey.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me. Thank you.
So good. McCain and Graham. See, McCain has a wrinkled flag, and Graham has a pristine flag draping his coffin. Now, I never really liked Lindsey Graham, called him Flimsy Graham, but apparently he was a very good friend and a really good politician. Trump said anytime he had any problems with the Democrats, Lindsey would go talk to him, and there was no problem after that. So Lindsey was really a good guy, even though he was a warmonger, which I don't agree with. But, you know, we just don't know the whole. And so rest in peace, Lindsey Graham, Flimsy Graham. Oh, and here's Fauci. Look, he's got a big, giant picture of himself. Well, he had to hang it up, put it right where he can look at it all the time and see himself. I tell you, if I looked like Fauci, I would cover all my mirrors, and I wouldn't want any paintings of myself. Find someone who loves you the way Anthony Fauci loves himself. Oh, this is the complete origin video of that alien. This was from many years ago. Let's watch this. This is, you know, from a long time ago. So, oops. I gotta get it up here and make it as big as I can for you. Here we go. This was many years ago, before AI.
Así, buenas tardes, a ver si puedo coger el video aquí. Sí, adelante. Gracias. Buenas tardes. Oye, está bonito esto aquí.
UFO right over here.
¿Esa es la isla de los ratones?
Sí, es salidito de ratones. Lo que estamos mirando es ese punto.
Oye, sí. ¿Será un avión?
¿Ah?
¿Será un avión?
Pues no sé. A Mauri, ven acá. Llama a Mauri, mira. A Mauri, sí. Pero mira lo que estamos mirando allá arriba. No sabemos lo que es. ¿Tú sabes?
Ay, perdón.
Como que viene acá. ¿Qué hay?
Look at this.
Mira, aléjate de eso.
He's gone. The UFO is still there. One's looking at it, except that guy.
No la copy translated. Start with all again, but in every language. Yo no sé cuántos lenguajes hay en el mundo, porque esto es en todos los lenguajes. Y con that is the queen thing. Yeah. Wait, hold on, I'll call you back. Hey, mi hijo, pero por favor, te dejé grabar, pero no ni conversaciones telefónicas. Un poco más de respeto.
So the craft is right over it, apparently, unless this is faked. So, is that real or not? I mean, so this little alien or representation of an alien, if you look at the bottom part of his head, it's glowing orange. Watch the bottom part of his back of his head. It's glowing orange. See that? Glowing orange. Isn't that weird? Very strange. Valerian says, the little guy has the right height. I'm thinking it's a marionette. Oh. And they could just lift him up. I don't see any strings, though. Could be Photoshop, too. I mean, or some kind of video special effects. Yeah, this video has always compelled me. I wouldn't say definitely real. I would say 50% chance that it's maybe real. But who knows? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. So there it is. Oh, here it says, readers out of context, It is a 2013 CGI. There was no CGI back then. Was there? 2013? Promotional video created to promote a book, not real footage. Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, well. Oh, there's an accurate picture of Dr. Fauci without his makeup on. That's his true look right there. I'd say it's pretty accurate. Whoa, this is great. Trump saw that video. Oh, wow. You hear about this? President Trump just announced he will be bringing this 16-year-old lifeguard to the White House to give him a high civilian honor after Eric Trump called for it. This is just amazing. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. The chat was on the screen, but I see that you took it off.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The bad phone.
Did you ask for help?
Those waves are just relentless. They just keep bashing and they're way over their head. My goodness. Wow. Can you, what a job that would be. What a job that would be. Oh, and I see Cap 78 Pack said it too in the chat. And thanks, Kathy, and for calling, and Peggy for putting that up there. Yeah, sometimes I don't really see it. It's Jeannie M put this out. Oh, Lord. It's no longer about being on the left or the right. It's about either being normal or bat, S-H-I-T, crazy. That's right. Bat crazy. Great idea for socialists. The Actors Union would be the perfect place to try socialism. An actor earning $20 million could redistribute their wealth to give hundreds of struggling actors a living wage. Oh, do you think they would do that? Yeah, I don't think they would they? Oh, we don't mean that kind of socialism. We mean the kind of socialism that protects our wealth. Yeah, that's not socialism then. And there's that same footage we saw before at the beginning of the show. And this is interesting. 4 people you have to forgive. Listen to this. This is really interesting.
There's 4 people that you have to forgive. Number 1 is forgive your parents. Forgive your parents for everything that they've ever done that hurt you. Most of our research shows that almost all of our adult problems trace back to being unwilling or unable to forgive our parents for something that they did that hurt us. Forgive them 100%. Write to them, telephone them, tell them, or at the very least, forgive them in your heart, but forgive your parents. Number 2 is forgive others. Forgive everyone else. Forgive everyone who has ever hurt you in any way or anything. Just let it go. Now, some people say, well, I can't forgive that person because what a terrible thing they did to me. Remember this, that forgiveness is perfectly selfish. Forgiveness has nothing whatever to do with the other person. It has only to do with your peace of mind and with your assuring your own mental integrity. Number 3, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for every wicked, senseless, brainless, foolish, stupid thing you ever did. Because every single person has done wicked, senseless, brainless, foolish, ridiculous things. But forgive yourself 100%. And finally, the last part of this is if you have done something to hurt someone else, go and apologize. It's amazing how many lives are ruined year after year by people who do not have the intestinal fortitude, the guts, the courage to go and say, I'm sorry. One of the most important things in life is to do. There's 4 people that you have to forgive.
So forgiveness is a gift to yourself. So even if it's just in your heart, and there's that footage, the partial footage but the person was asking for the. They give the same note there. That could just be the deep state making an excuse up to get people's eyes off of something like that. And this is from Mason Cross. Tweeted this out or X'd this out. My daughter actually submitted this feedback at school. Not sure if I should ground her or buy her ice cream. Things my teacher can do better. Not use collective punishment, as it is not fair on the many people who did nothing. And under the 1949 Geneva Conventions, it is a war crime. Oh, very good. I like that. Give her some ice cream. And here's Jay Leno again. And he's got a good heart, too. He's not out to rip people off. Listen to this story.
When a lady calls me, and she's from Massachusetts, said, my husband and I bought a Ferrari in 72, and he just passed away, and I want to sell it. And I said, what do you want for it? She said, I want $350,000. I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's worth it. And I said, what is it? She said, it's a Ferrari 275 alloy body. I think it was twin cam, not a four cam. And I went, oh. I said, well, look, I'll give you $350 for it. But I said, do you know how to cook? Can you bake cookies? She says, yes. I said, okay, if I can get you close to $4 million for that car, will you bake me some cookies? And she said, why? It's not worth that much. I go, it's worth that much. You can sell it for the $350 you want, but I don't want to take your car. It's really worth close. She got $375 for it, $3,750,000, and I got my cookies.
And did you get your cookies?
I did, and she became a friend. And you know, it's nice. I mean, because I get enough free stuff like that Sprite. That's very nice. You don't need to start screwing people over. I don't like it when I hear people tell me a story how they screwed some old guy out of a car. I hate those kind of stories. I like these kind of stories. And I hear this lady, you know, her husband died, and he was just a guy. He wasn't a wealthy guy, but you know, in 1972, you could buy a Ferrari for $5,000. You know, when a Cadillac was $5,000. Ferrari was still just an old car at that point, exotic and expensive for the day, but it was that old. And yeah, she could not believe it went for that. She was like so stunned, but she didn't pay attention. She just knew, oh, it must be worth at least that. She just picked a number, you know. So that was kind of fun.
Isn't that sweet? What you did. So he's not in it for the money. He's helping people for cookies, for a sheet of cookies. He did that for her. She made $3.75 million. Wow. And Cat Turd put this out. Dr. Death Fauci lied about everything from the jab to the death rate to masks to gain of function to ivermectin, everything, all while pushing his deadly hospital protocol, which was what caused all of the needless casualties. COVID should have been treated like the normal flu. Yes, I agree. Thanks, Cat Turd. Founders versus grifters. George Washington was in office 8 years. Thomas Jefferson, 15 years. And John Adams, 12 years. Oh, Nancy Pelosi, 39 years. Mitch the Glitch, 41 years. Way too long. And Chuck U. Schumer, 45 years. Too long. Way too long. And there's our last show. So that's that. You know, oh, look, it's D-Daled. Oh, hello, D-Daled. Good to see you here. You're just in time to see my daughter and granddaughter, a little video. I got to switch over to media assets and zoom down to here. So here is Chloe. She's learning her animal sounds. Sometimes she gets them mixed up, and this is just so cute. Watch this. And my daughter, Alicia.
What does Chloe have on her head? What is that?
Chicken.
A chicken? What does a chicken say?
So short, we gotta watch it again.
What does Chloe have on her head? What is that?
Chicken.
A chicken? What does a chicken say?
And that's just so sweet. Oh, such a blessing to watch these kids grow up. And D. Dale said, "Hello, Aaron. Good to see you, friend." And then Cap 78 Pack says, Cap 78 Pack, good to see you, friend. Good to see you too, D. Dale. Yep, I see D. Dale in some other chats around the interwebs, and so it's so nice to see you here, buddy. However, we are at the end of our show. You know what? I think we're going to watch a short video. Okay? Let's see. What are we going to watch today? This is one of the Space Cadet promos we did back in the big 90s on our cable access show in Mound, Minnesota, Channel 20. So here it is, the Space Cadets promo. Yeah, there are no sissies in space. Just remember that. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And D. Dale says, from what I caught, great show, Aaron. Great chat later, friends. Good to see you here, buddy. And I said, thank you all so very much, because you're the Truth Questers. Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer says, thank you so much, Aaron, for the show tonight and to chat for the great conversations. God bless you. Much love and peace in. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. See you Friday. Thank you, Peggy. And Valeronian says, thank you. Aaron, yes, you're welcome, buddy. And Chroniviewer says, thank you, Aaron. You're welcome. You're welcome, Chroniviewer. And we'll see you all on Friday, because we do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights right around 9 p.m. Central. Why do we do it? Because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras and phones pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that real UFO that you see and come out of the Truth Quest and talk all about it, because we would love to hear your UFO stories. We kind of live for it. Until Friday, peace in, and have a great rest of the week. And that means world peace, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. We got another good night. Valeronian, good night, fellow Truth Questers. Thank you. And then D. Dale says, good night, Valeronian. And we'll see you all on Friday night, right around 9 p.m. Central. Peace in. That's world peace, baby. Yeah.